Good morning, motor cars. It is Friday, July 24th. First day is this weekend. On Friday, we have Dave Taylor, who's a Toyota service advisor. And on Sunday, Kenny Mack, who's in Toyota sales. Happy birthday, guys. No anniversaries this week. And although lots of interesting things happened on this day in history, I'm not going to talk about any of those. Instead, I'm going to plug my factoid generator, which you can find on Facebook at Fill My Brain and on the web at fillmybrain.blogspot.com. Here's the kind of thing that you can find there to waste your time. First factoid. Every year, about 100 people choke to death on ballpoint pen caps. By contrast, only 40 to 50 people die from lightning strikes. You are 6 times more likely to be killed by a pig than a shark. And yes, the pig will eat you. Paper money will disappear as currency within your lifetime. Google is working on an instant translation app for your phone so that you can speak to and understand anyone from anywhere, and vice versa. In 1950, literally half of the world lived in extreme poverty. In 2005, that dropped to 1 in 5. If the trend continues, that number will drop to 1 in 40 by 2050.
Toyota service, you have a car parked on line 241. Toyota service, you have a car parked on line 241.
I just came back from a family vacation in Minnesota, where we lived for 8 years. The sky is a deeper blue in Minnesota than it is here, and the sun shines almost all the time, even in the middle of winter, which makes it a little bit easier to take the cold. Minnesotans are legendary for their kindness, and we saw lots of examples of that while we lived there. My very first afternoon, a complete stranger helped me carry bags of groceries to my car in the middle of the winter without being asked. We never locked our front door, even at night. During our 5th year, the state implemented an open-door policy for immigrants and took in people from Somalia and Vietnam whose homes were bombed or burned by warlords, drug cartels, and all the other folks that make life entertaining. I ran a couple of different teams in Minneapolis and put a few folks on the management track. One in particular stood out. He was fresh out of school, a business major and a natural athlete. He was exactly what you want in a protege, hardworking, bright, and with a natural charm that made him instantly likable. I put him in a support job to start with. Then when he did well at that, I pumped him up to sales and eventually put him on a small team to run of his own. He excelled at everything. After we moved to Ohio, I recommended him for another job or two. He got married and had a son and got a dog and all of the things that people do. Thanks to Faith's book and other former team members, we stayed in touch, and he rose in every organization that he joined. Then, out of the blue, at the ripe old age of 28, he had a heart attack and died. Part of the reason that we vacationed in Minnesota was so that I could pay my respects and say goodbye, something that I never really got to do while he was alive. According to life insurance actuarial tables, most people start out with around 28,000 days of life. If you smoke, you can immediately chop about 6,000 days off of that. If you text while driving, you might not live through the weekend. Nothing that you do will increase how many days you have. At best, exercise and diet only help you reach the number of days that you started out with. I come from a family that lives a long time, and my doctor wishes he had my cholesterol levels, but I'm still closer to the end of the road than to the beginning. Despite our beautiful new crosswalk, any one of us could get hit by a bus crossing Mayfield. 28,000 days. That's all you get. What are you going to do with what's left of yours?